Hello, everybody who are with us now or will be listening to the recording. My name is Rita Bord, and I would love to introduce Sandy Turkington tonight, who is, she has 35 years of experience as a teacher and demonstrator and designer of mediumship. Sorry, it's always happening. Angel healing and teaching, and she's a minister and holds PhD with the Universal Life Church Seminary and degrees in Divinity and Spirituality. And she is also an author of the book she's writing and featured in the books of 365 Days of Angel Prayers and 111 Morning Meditations, which is amazing. And Sandy is passionate about speaking the messages that we are never alone, and we are never alone. Hi, Sandy. Nice to talk to you. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Rita. How are you? So good to see you.
Very good. Yeah, and it's a full moon. It
I
was
know.
full
What a
moon last
beautiful
night.
night to do this, huh?
Right, absolutely. So can you see more spirits in the full moon?
And,
Okay.
well, what happens is you become more. I can't the word. You become more sensitive to the energy that brings in the full moon, and with this energy, you can sometimes more strongly see, hear, know, feel spirit and the angels. Sometimes not as good. It depends where your planets are and what full moon it really is. But to me, I feel more energy always in a full moon. So I
Yeah.
embrace it.
Because some people feel really weak and kind of low in the energy, but for some it's all different, right? You're right. It's based on astrology.
Yes.
Well, I was always fascinating to meet people and talk to people who have those gifts from childhood, and as you are. And it's always so interesting as a child how that was affecting you.
Well, to me, I felt really alone. Although my mother and her sisters and my cousins were all intuitive and some were mediums, they never talked about it. And it was something that was just a normal way of life for us. But the closer I started diving into it, the scarier it got. And there were times in my life that I just kind of was so afraid I would like hide from it until probably about 30 years ago, 35 years ago, when I decided, what am I afraid of? I'm going to embrace it. And I turned it around, and it's been such a phenomenal journey all the way, because not only do we have loved ones, we have angels, we have all kind of people around us on the other side that support us, that guide us, that love us and protect us all the time. And the very things we fear, we realize it's the unknown that we fear. It isn't necessarily the abilities to do these things. It's kind of like you're afraid because you don't know what's going to happen. And once you test the waters and see there is only love on the other side, that's a completely different feeling then. So I have learned that we're energy and we can do and figure whatever kind of energy we want to bring to us, good or bad. So I live each day choosing to live in the positive and the light, and it has not failed me in all these years.
Well, that sounds really interesting. So when did you decided that's really the way to go for you? to open up and start learning more about it.
Yes. And what when I was a kid, I read everything I could about anything and everything about spirits, about angels, about the afterlife, about everything I could. And I just soaked up every single thing. And this passion continued onward until I started more or less even going to school, just to not even just to learn, but how to hone my experience with everything. Because I would have situations where, I don't know if you've ever seen that show on Ghost Whisperer, where spirits come to you at night. They would come to her and have her do things. That was me in my life. And I didn't realize that I could say no to these spirits. So here I was doing all kind of things, whatever they asked me to do, helping them to an extent where it was crazy. And so I had to go to school to figure out how to control all this, giving me the courage and the voice to face them and say, no, not now. And whatever I needed to do to keep my sanity going. So it really helped me a lot. And then, of course, as anyone knows, it's about going inward and just connecting with yourself and the realms, be it an angelic realm or be it a spiritual realm of your loved ones. So as we go into life in this journey, we realize that there's different realms. There's when our loved ones die, they cross over to the other side. They are continuing this existence of energy, and heaven is like 3 feet away from you. So they go and they vibrate on that level, okay, where the angels are a hierarchy and they vibrate on a higher level. And it's completely a different technique to blending and to communicating with each and every one of them. But once you know, you can also even hear the different vibrations. You feel the different vibrations. You hear, they talk different, they communicate differently. So it's like a whole different world. So I enjoy it. I love it. I've studied it for many years, and it's my calling. And I know this is what I'm supposed to do.
Wow. But do you hear them all the time now? Or just once in a while? Or you just say no when you're not
What
ready?
happens is, well, every day I meditate, okay? Every day. Even if it's for like 10 minutes a day, I meditate. Just I meditate. I used to do twice a day, once in the morning for God, and then the other later on in the evening for connecting with whatever messages I get in there. And now I do every morning, I'll do like 10 minutes, and then a couple of days a week, I'll do longer meditations where I can ask any information that I need or want to know, and they'll give it to me. It's kind of like with people, I don't look at them and read everybody like if we're in a crowd. I
Mm-hmm.
don't do that. At the beginning, you may do that, but it's like reading a book. You only want to read the ones that you really want to. And it's now that I go where they show me to go. And people come to me. And I've limited it to that now. So I'm not just sitting there reading people or bringing messages or whatever. I'm not Therese Caputo, where I go up to people and I tell them that their mother's here, their father's here, because I believe in free will. And I believe that that's imposing on people. And Maybe somebody's freaked out about it. Maybe somebody doesn't want to know who's around them. Maybe somebody is, they're just afraid. So I don't put myself upon people. I go where the situations in spirit will guide me to situations and people will come to me and ask me, or I'll be in a situation where it may come up that they want to know something. And then, of course, I'm always welcome to do whatever I can. And I feel that these messages, the thing about being a good medium is there are a lot of mediums out there that use their psychic abilities to read people, and a true medium is one that puts their psychicness to the side and works and allows spirit to come through and give the messages, and you become just like a trumpet where they give you the message and you just read it exactly, you say exactly what they need to say. For instance, I did a house blessing yesterday in Chicago because I also clear energy in houses and do house blessings as well. And this woman, you know, as I was doing it, Spirit said, "There's a baby around this woman." And I said it. I said, "There's a baby around you," Spirit showing me. Well, right away, she was like, "Oh my God, I don't want any kids." And I said, "I did not say that. It was you." Spirit told me that they see a baby around you. Would you believe she's a baby photographer?
Wow.
And she just photographed the baby. So, see, they will come with messages. Now, had I been a psychic, putting my own impression on this, it would be a completely different reading than the reading that Spirit was giving her. And the reason Spirit was giving her that, because they want her to know that they know what's going on in this world. Every reading that I give them, they get a confirmation. They will give a piece of evidence that nobody knows except you and your loved one. And it's incredible because things will come through my mouth that I have no idea, nor do I want to. It's not my business. I'm just giving the information that comes through me, and it's always getting exactly what they need. Be it I was with you when a bee came and stung you yesterday, or whatever it can be. The message always comes clear that their loved ones are there with them. And they know situations, they know feelings, places, things. So it's amazing. I have no doubt. I have been doing this, that I have seen miracles every single day when it comes to this, whether it's the angels or it is our loved ones. They're phenomenal.
That's interesting. You are talking about it, that you have no doubts, because there is a question from someone, and Irene is asking, how do you know, or how someone know if it's real, if it's from the spirit, or just your imagination? Maybe for you it's easy, but for someone who is just starting to figure out.
Well, I teach classes, and one of the things when students ask me that, I ask them to ask Spirit, don't be afraid. Is this coming to me or from me? And question who you're speaking to. Is this coming to me or from me? And the voice within will tell you it's coming from you or it's coming to you. You will always get your answer. And our loved ones will never be negative. They will always be positive and bring messages of light and love. Imagine your mother loves you so much. She would never leave you, just like you would never leave your children. That love is still existing in the spirit world. It's energy. And
I can feel it. I can feel. Definitely.
And that's when you know. Sometimes you don't even have to talk. You can get signs. You can get feelings around you. Sometimes people get like a little brush, like they feel like someone's touching them. They'll send songs, favorite songs. They will send pennies. My husband passed away. He sends me dimes. And that's how I know it's him rather than anybody else, because it's dimes. Who does that, right?
And where do you find them?
I
Is
find them
it just random?
all over. I can go in a room and I'll think about him, and I'll leave the room and there'll be nothing on the floor or something, and I'll come back and right in the middle of the floor there's a dime.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing the stuff they can do. They love electronics. Oh my goodness, they love to play with lights and the TV and the radio and all that. So they want to be honored. They want to not let you forget them. It's really important. So on their birthdays, so at Christmas, make a toast to them. Let them know you're still thinking of them and that you love them. And talk to them. Don't be afraid to talk to them. They love it.
So they will hear us and
Absolutely. Absolutely. They will hear every single thing that you say to them.
mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk for a minute just so you know a little about energy.
Okay.
Just so you can get an idea of where we're at. And I always use an analogy of the fishbowl, okay? And maybe this will help you. Right now, say that we have a fishbowl. We're living in this fishbowl. We're a fish. And we're just swimming around, doing our little thing in this glass fishbowl. Not a big one. And this is us in our physical body. Okay? Now, the people on the other side are looking through the fishbowl and they have no limitations. They're free. They can see us. They can hear us. They know what's going on with us. That is our loved ones. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So they cannot get through our um, physical vibration in our atmosphere because it's so dense. It's so dense. So, in order to fully connect with them, we have to try to meditate and still our mind and raise our vibration up where they can go to the lowest they can go, and we blend together and we meet. And that's where we have our mutual connection when speaking and communicating with them. So they can't just come down into our vibration. So I want you to look at it as energy, okay? Their energy, we're energy. We all vibrate on energy. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, all are energy. Words are energy. All of that's energy. And we're energy too, only we're in a physical body. Okay? So, since we are limited to this energy, we have to be mindful, and we cannot do like those in the spirit world. However, we can still connect by raising our energy and raising our vibration. Now, when we all vibrate on a different frequency with our energy, and the more good you do, the more love you show, the more kindness in your body, you vibrate higher and higher. Whereas some people that are murderers and that are mean and don't really care, they're on a lower vibration. And so the higher we vibrate, I always say, I'm going to keep my vibration high. I'm going to do whatever I need to work out whatever karma I've done in this world, because I don't want to have to go through all that work on the other side when I cross over. It'll be easier, my transition for me. But just knowing the more we vibrate as well, we transmute and help and raise the negative vibration in the world as well. That's why it's very important that we continue to remain in this high frequency and this vibration. So just so you know that remaining good and kindness and loving and respectful, you're helping the universe and the world as well as yourself. So it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. That's amazing message. Amazing. You wanted to share us something about your book? Do you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
share the
No,
book?
you know what? This year, I got an award for one of the 2018 top spiritual leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm excited because the book came out and I'm in this directory.
Wow,
For
that's
being,
exciting.
there's like 25 in the country of
Uh-huh.
top spiritual leaders. I know. And I I was surprised that this came to it about. So I'm really excited about it. So
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
That's very good. I just want to say to those people who are watching us, they have a chance to ask a question if they will come through fast
Absolutely. I would
enough
love that.
while we are live. There is a chance to
That would
ask
be
questions.
amazing. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
And Sandy can connect to your loved ones or
Yes.
just
And I'm going to be doing some classes by you. I'm going to be
yes.
doing some angel classes, some mediumship classes, and other classes on healing in that. So I want everybody to just stay posted to you in your SunGates Center, so then they'll know where I am and what I'm doing. And also, you can look on my website, which is www.sandyturkington.com if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be happy to assist, ask questions. I do readings via Skype, and FaceTime, whatever you need, I'm there. I feel that this is not me. This is the work. And I owe everything to Spirit, our loved ones, the angels. And that is the work that I do. I'm not making big money on this. I'm doing this for the love of Spirit and to help so many people that go through things, whether it's healing they need or losing a loved one, whatever it is, I'm always there and I will do whatever I can to help them.
Super. Thank you very much. Would you like to share any experience that you had with your clients? Something really interesting that
Well,
would
did
be
you hear
hard to
about
be.
what happened when I did that angel fair, that fair with you, the Lionsgate fair?
No, I didn't.
One of the women that was working there, she was a blonde lady. I can't remember what her name was. She was right next to me. Her daughter's boyfriend came to me and he asked to do an angel reading. And so I said, because what I do is I'll see what the person wants to do. And then I will ask Spirit what they want to do as well. And I'll do a combination between both of them. Well, Archangel Raphael came through and he wanted to do a healing on this boy. So I said, okay, let's do a healing. So I got him. I put my hands on him. We asked Raphael and the band of healing angels to circle around him and infuse him with healing. And so we sent him some healing, and that was it. And he left. And then I had a couple more people before it closed. And I think I was a little late, but he waited around, and I thought he was waiting around for somebody else. And it turned out that he was waiting for me. And they came running up to me and said, "Look at him. His hands were filled with arthritis, and he couldn't write or anything. And all of a sudden, his hands, they were moving. He didn't have the pain in that."
Wow.
So I thought that was great. And they were like, "Oh my God, thank you." I go, "Don't thank me, thank Raphael.
Mm-hmm.
He is the healer, and I attribute everything to him." So things like that happen all the time. Miracles happen every single day. Only people are not really looking for them and at them and are aware of them. And they have to start looking towards that kind of stuff. Many things I've connected. I had, gosh, there's so many and so many years. I had a girl and her mother contact me in May, and they had asked me to bring in their one brother. It was his birthday. So it was via Skype. They were in California. I brought him through, and it was a drunk driving, which I didn't know at the time, and it was a crash. And they both got killed, him and another brother. But the other brother didn't come through. Only the one brother came, the younger one, the one who was actually driving the car that got into the accident. And the mom was so upset. Where was the other one? Where was the other one? He didn't come through. And afterwards, I said, well, maybe he didn't, maybe something was going on and he didn't want to. And they said, well, his birthday's coming up in 2 months. Can we contact you? And I said, sure. Okay. 2 months later, the whole time, Rita, I'm going, oh my God, please, Will, come through. Please, Will, come through. You got to come through. This poor mom, she wants to hear from you, please. And usually when I know ahead of time, the night before I have a reading, that loved one will come to me and let me know that they're going to be there the next day. And he never did. So I was really concerned at that point. So that Saturday morning, I contacted her via Skype, and all of a sudden he comes through louder and clearer than ever before anybody. And I asked him, why didn't you come through last time? Your mom was concerned.
Right.
She said, and he said, it was my brother's birthday. And I respect him enough to allow him to have the time. Here we are thinking it's something horrible. And he was just a really nice guy. And mom was so happy with the reading and the messages, even to the fact that they showed me a bottle of Jack Daniels. And I'm like, he's showing me Jack Daniels. And they're laughing and they go, that's what we were going to toast him with tonight. That was his favorite. And I go, oh my goodness. And that was the confirmation they needed. See?
Right,
It's
absolutely.
amazing.
I guess people just, what we need to do is just be here and now and pay attention to those signs that we are getting.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And it's funny, and you can vouch for this. You don't realize how important and how wonderful it is to get a message from your loved one until you have a loved one that dies that you're very close with. And then all of a sudden, you start thinking about life after death. And you start thinking about, maybe someone can contact them. So it's amazing. It really is.
Yeah, Sandy, like when I go to Brazil, when I take people to John of God, there are lots of spirits and entities, we call them there. And the main message is that we are getting what we need, not exactly what we want. What
Absolutely.
is your insight on it?
Absolutely. Just like you may ask me, I did an event last Thursday, and a woman comes up to me and says to me, "My mother, I want you to connect with my mother. When she was alive, she told me when she dies, she's going to come back and give me the lottery numbers."
Mhm.
And I started laughing because she wanted me to give her lottery numbers. And I said, "Honey, we can't do that. There's certain things we can't do." And one of them is they have laws that they have to conform to. And because we have free will, there are certain things that they can't do, like give us lottery numbers to change our destiny if we're not supposed to be rich,
Right.
or when we're going to die, because they're not allowed to say that, you know? So absolutely, we get what we need each and every time I connect with an angel, with a loved one. We will get only what we need, not what we want, because sometimes what we ask for isn't what we need. And people have to start realizing that. You can ask and pray for something, but it may not work. It may not work. When my father passed away, I kept doing all these novenas because I wanted him to live. And every time I prayed for him to live, something would happen. One time his lungs collapsed, another time he hemorrhaged blood. And so finally, I stepped back and I said, "This is what I want. And this isn't what he needs."
That's not what his soul wants, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then I changed the way I prayed, and I thought about it and I said, "Thy will be done, not mine." And I asked for healing. Within 15 minutes, he died because I released it.
Mhm.
And I realized it's what I wanted, my selfish little self, instead of what he needed, what we needed. And the healing was the most important. So,
Yeah, well, absolutely. Thank you very much for joining me
thank you,
tonight. I
Rita.
know it's a busy time for you.
Yes.
And
And don't forget, October 21st, I'm
yes,
coming with you.
exactly. Yes, I'd like to invite everyone to join us on October 21st when Simon J. Will bring his two gong. He's bringing so many instruments. It's more and more every time, more and more, and it's so healing. So
He's fabulous.
he is amazing. He's just giving it, playing it is from his heart, and it's an amazing healing process. And Sandy will join us this time to share some readings. Right? We won't.
What we're going to do first
Yes.
is
Yeah.
I'm going to help you connect with your loved ones through the gong bath. So that'll be really powerful.
Great.
So looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And I recommend to register early because it's always a full house.
And limited space too.
Yes, we can fit 20 people.
And,
In one level.
there's times and I kind of think, "Oh my gosh, we can't fit anybody more." It's so
Right.
awesome there.
Right. We
Yeah.
can in one level, but we can add more.
Well, you have to start putting bodies on top of bodies.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we can fly soon with everything that's
Hey,
going on.
sometimes I feel like I'm going to fly.
Right.
So
We'll go
powerful.
like Siddhi will be flying
Yes.
soon with if we practice enough.
Yes.
All right. Good luck for
All
you
right.
to you
Thank you.
tomorrow,
Thank
and
you.
I'll see you soon.
Yes. Blessings to everyone. It was a pleasure. Take care.
Absolutely, and we'll meet more on this kind of
Oh, yes.
events.
Oh,
So
yes. I can even do meditations if you want on here, whatever you're looking to do.
absolutely, thank you, Sandy,
Thank
and
you,
from
Rita.
my
Love
heart.
you. Take care.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.